It's time to get inside the Giants huddle.
Let's go, back to your huddle.
On Giants.com.
Tempo.
And the Giants mobile app.
Go.
Part of the Giants podcast network.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of the Giants Huddle podcast. John Schmeelk with you. Today's guests, we're joined by Giants running back Sandro Platzgummer. But first, a reminder, you can find the Giants Huddle podcast at giants.com/podcast, the Giants mobile app, and all your favorite podcast platforms, along with all of our other podcast offerings, including Big Blue Kickoff Live, our daily show taking calls and talking about the latest news around your New York Football Giants. And now we're joined by Giants running back Sandro Platzgummer, or literally, Sandro, right off the field after your joint practice with the Cleveland Browns. How'd it go?
It was good. First time practicing with another NFL team, for me especially. It was a great experience to see. Little change of environment, not always practicing back at the Giants facility. I think it feels good. Feels good to be out here today.
How is it different? Why is it better?
It's better because you compete a little bit more. You know all the guys, all the weaknesses and strengths. So if you keep practicing against the same guys all the time, it can get kind of boring, or let's say. It doesn't make you better over time as much as practicing against other guys. So I think that's the main reason why we're here.
What are your main goals now heading into preseason game number 2 against the Browns?
The goal stays the same. Any reps I can get, I just want to make the most out of it. Don't have any mental mistakes. Be sure to take care of the fundamentals. We always emphasize a lot about all the fundamentals, holding the ball right, catching it right, tucking it right. So I want to make all those things right, and then touch a little bit into the details as well and make all the details right. But start with the fundamentals. That's going to be the goal for this game.
Is Joe Judge almost a perfect coach for a guy like you? Because we know how much he stresses the fundamentals and getting all those little things right. For someone that's trying to develop and become an NFL player, is he like the perfect guy to help mold you into what you want to be?
Absolutely. I think for one thing, that's the reason why I'm doing this, is because of Joe Judge. I've been practicing under him for a year now. So that's just the person you become when you have a head coach like that. And at the same time, it's something that I had to change up from back home. Back home in Austria, I was always a pretty good player. I didn't really have to take care of the fundamentals as much, and I didn't emphasize it as much in practice because everybody knew I was gonna play well in the games. And you kind of get lazy in practice. So it's really good, a good change up, and Coach Judge does really good things with us.
All right, I want to work backwards here. Take us through your big run in your first preseason game. And I thought it was awesome seeing how the sideline reacted to it. I'm sure when you look at the tape, you saw how crazy all your teammates are going for you during the run.
Yeah, it was an incredible feeling. Nothing ever compares to it. This is more than living the dream right there. And it also speaks to my relationship with my teammates and my coaches, because I'm sure if they wouldn't like me, they wouldn't react like that. So I think it speaks to that, and it speaks to the whole team in general. We have great energy in this team, and I don't know anybody that really doesn't like anybody else. So everybody in this team is part of the team, and just like me, and I'm proud of that.
Hey, Giant fans, don't miss out on the return of New York Giants football. The 2021 season is now underway, but there is still time to secure your season tickets and root on your Giants here at MetLife Stadium. Speak with the Giant ticket representative now and become a season ticket member by calling 888-NYG-1925. All right, well, now let's go backward. You mentioned you're from Austria. Talk about how you got involved in the International Player Program and just how you found your way here for maybe the fans that don't know your story.
Oh, it's a long story. It goes back to basically I started playing in 2003. So I play American football over there. We had American coaches. We have pretty much the same thing. You can compare it to Division II. And we had some former NFL coaches over there. So basically football is the same. And until 2019, we were very successful. That was actually my best year. I won an MVP in the final game. We didn't lose a single game. We won a European and Austrian championship. So basically, a few weeks after the final game, I was called up from the NFL Player Pathway Program, which is, I think, located in the UK. It's a program they had since 2016, and basically they called me in the summer and asked me, hey, Sandro, you might be a candidate for the Combine this fall. So all I did was just get healthy after the season, get myself ready for Combine, go to Germany, put up the best stats I could get, and got invited to Florida. Basically, they had 10 players out in Florida at the IMG Academy working out, trying to be one of the 4 guys that eventually make it. So it's really 4 players out of the whole world outside of the United States and Canada. So it's an honor that I was selected there, and I just gave my shot, gave my best every practice, and eventually I got the call from the Giants back in on April 27th, 2020, and COVID year was a little bit different, but I got to New York in July, and that's since then I'm basically here. Yeah.
How was that first year for you? Like, what did you learn? Like, was it like a culture shock? Just what was the first year here like, of course, during COVID, which made things even more difficult?
It was not really a culture shock. I've been to the United States lots of times because obviously football is my greatest, my passion, and anybody who plays football overseas loves the United States. And I've been here lots of times, probably about 10 times already before that, mostly on vacation, but also meeting, with some friends, some family. So it was not really a culture shock, and I knew what I was going to be expecting. But obviously I've never seen an NFL team practice before. I've seen a game before, but I haven't seen a practice, and I haven't seen everything on the inside. So that was a shock to me for sure, seeing that I don't have to wash my laundry and stuff like that. A lot of different things, and I think I got used to it now. I feel a lot more comfortable this year, and it's obviously I'm still very glad to be on the Giants.
Hey, Giant fans, taking all the action of New York Giants football from your very own private suite. Giant Suites are a great way to entertain the family and friends while rooting on your Giants here at MetLife Stadium. Speak with the Giant Suite representative now by calling 888-NYG-1925. What drew you to American football? I'm sure over there it's other sports, it's soccer, which obviously they call football over there. Why American football for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, football, I think the football club I started to play for existed since 1992. So I started in 2003 when I was 6 years old. They started to have some really, really good coaches over there, some American coaches. And me as a kid, I always had a lot of energy. So I always ran around, tackle kids in kindergarten. And my brother's 2 years older, so I always competed with him anytime we were on any kind of grass field. And so we had that neighbor, my grandma's neighbor actually. He was a coach for the football team in my city, and basically from there my brother started playing. I started playing like 1 or 2 years after because I was younger, and we loved it so much. They were doing a great job. That's pretty much the reason why I started, and I never looked back. I did some track and field on the side, played some sports in school. But football was always the primary sport I wanted to play ever since I started it.
Were you able to watch American football over there? Like, were you able to catch the games? And who were some of your favorite players growing up that you liked watching?
Oh, a lot of them. Yes, I did. We played some Madden.
Of course.
I watched the NFL, obviously. I watched some college football as well. So one of my idols was Christian McCaffrey in the let's say since probably 2016ish, and he was an idol growing up. There were people before, like Adrian Peterson. I know all the names. And now
all running backs? All running backs?
Mostly running backs because ever since I was 11, I played running back primarily because I was really good at carrying the ball. So it was mostly running backs, but all kinds of different players. And obviously also players that played in Austria before. And now since I'm here, obviously Saquon Barkley, I knew him before. And he's also an idol like all the other ones. And now I get to be here with him and I learn from him. That's pretty awesome.
Hey, Giant fans, on September 26th, watch the Giants retire Eli Manning's jersey in style. We are offering an exclusive suite package which includes Eli bobbleheads, jerseys, t-shirts, and more. Speak with the Giant Suite representative now by calling 888-NYG-1925 and select option 4. No, I understand that at some point, whenever the dream is completed, you're going to go back and become a doctor. Is that true?
That's the plan. Basically, until I got that call from the NFL, everything was pretty much set. I was like, okay, I probably have like 2 more years of football, and then I'll be done with university and probably go into my residency as a doctor. But I knew something was off. I didn't want to stop playing football that soon. And when I got that call, I was happy because that that actually gave me a reason why I could keep playing football and kind of postpone being a doctor a little bit. And I want to be a doctor at the end for sure, and that's my passion, number 2 after football. But since I'm here now, this is my primary reason. This is what I want to do right now. And as long as I'm going to be able to play football, especially in the NFL, I'm not going to go back to finish university.
I just got 2 more for you. Obviously, here you go to the college, you play football for your college, right? So did you play for the club, which was separate then from whatever you're doing from a schooling perspective?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I played basically for club sports. So a lot of the guys on the team might have a job already. They might study something else. Even some people from different countries might come up and study in our city to also play in our city. It's a little bit different. The whole and like surrounding the whole background, how this all works, is pretty much different than here. But in the end, it's all about the same. Like football is the same. It's just the level is obviously higher here.
Finally, what would you like to say to Giant fans and just to Giants in general about your experience here so far in the last year and a half being a member of the club?
Yeah, I want to thank all my teammates, all my coaches, and also all the fans for being there in the stadium and all the motivation that was there for that play, and pretty much all the time I was on the field. That comes from the fans, and I just want to thank them very much. That's the first game the Giants had fans since almost 2 years because of COVID. So it's obviously great to have fans out there, and I wish that stadium was full every game.
Well, it will be this year. I got to tell you, we do a Giants mailbag feature on Giants.com, and I look at every mailbag question that comes in. I probably get as many questions about you as I do any other player. So the fans are out there. They're rooting for you, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sandro. Go catch that bus. I don't want to make you late. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you. You too.
That's Giants running back Sandro Platzgummer. A great story, great guy. We thank him for joining us on the Giants Huddle podcast. A lot of fun talking to him. And, of course, stay tuned, folks, to the Giants Huddle podcast. After the game on Sunday, I will talk to David D. We'll break down the 2 days of practice and the Giants preseason game against the Cleveland Browns. I am John Schmeelk. Thanks so much for being with us on this episode of the Giants Huddle podcast. We will talk to you next time. And again, you can find the Giants Huddle podcast and all your favorite Giants podcasts, including Big Blue Kickoff Live, on the Giants mobile app at giants.com/podcast and your favorite podcast platforms. I'm John Schmeelk. We'll see you next time.